Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my episode 1 review of Ao Haru Ride. Look up here real quick, try to find English, if there's one. But yes, Ao Haru Ride. So far, in terms of first episodes, I think is the best slice of life romance series I've seen. Then again, I've only seen like 2. This and Gekkan Shogo Nozaki-kun. So, no, it does not have. Oh wait, Blue Spring Ride is what it's called in English. All right. So yeah, but so far I do think out of the 2 I've seen so far, this and Gekkan, that this is the best slice of life romance series so far. But then again, that's just based on the first episodes. But I thought this first episode was very good. Okay, essentially what you have here is the girl Futaba and the guy Tanaka, who were apparently in love with each other 3 years ago. Okay, but they actually did confess to each other. Well, kind of. Then, more importantly, though, once they got reunited again in 3 years, and they were going to go on a date, but then Tanaka ended up hearing Futaba yell to some other boys that she hates all boys, and so he didn't show up. And shortly after that, he ended up moving away, transferring schools, basically. 3 years later, they end up meeting up again. I guess he maybe moved back, or maybe she moved to the school that he was at. Maybe they both moved to a brand new school, whatever. And so they're basically in the same school now. And it took her to like her 3rd or 4th semester, I think, to actually notice him, although he noticed her right away. However, both of their personalities have changed dramatically. Sorry if you hear thunder in the background. Anyways, both their personalities have changed dramatically. Tanaka, who changed his name to Mabuchi after his parents divorced, is basically a lot colder now. Okay, especially towards Futaba. And Futaba intentionally decided to change her life to where she's more unladylike, basically, because she always got picked on because she was hanging around with Tanaka because of how cute she was. And so she decided to be as unladylike as possible in order to not be picked on as much. Okay. And so she actually does have some friends now in high school. So, and that's the basic premise. And I felt that the romance in the series was done very well, because what other romances can you honestly think of where there was a confession in the first fucking episode? A double confession, mind you, at that, in the first fucking episode. That's actually quite unique right there. I don't think I've ever seen that before myself, okay? And these 2 characters definitely, I think, have good chemistry together. It's clear that I don't really think Tanaka doesn't love Futaba anymore. I think what his main issue is that how much she changed. He probably loved her more when she did before she changed, and now that he changed, he doesn't understand. Or now that she changed, he probably doesn't understand why, and thinks it's very off-putting. Okay, and Futaba, I mean, she did say that they can't go back, but it's clear that she's still in love with him. Like, that's completely fucking obvious. You can't deny that at all. Okay. And obviously these 2 characters are going to get together in the end, because they're the 2 main characters in a fucking romance. Really. They're obviously going to get together in the end. So I'm really thinking that the big appeal of this series is seeing how they get together in the end. Not necessarily that they will, because they obviously will, But that's the premise of this episode, and it was very simplistic but also very good. I love the art in this series, or in this episode at least. It actually reminded me a lot of One Week Friends in terms of the character designs and the penciling that was done, and also the backgrounds. It reminds me a lot of that, and I love that art style, so I'm really glad that it's used here, even though One Week Friends was done by Brainspace, and Blue Spring Ride is being done by Production IG. This is a very odd series for Production IG, by the way. Now, in terms of the animation unfortunately wasn't that great, which is kind of disappointing considering that this is Production IG here. I really wish that it was better, considering the studio in question here. I mean, it's not horrendous. There are definitely scenes that shine through a little bit, but it still makes me kind of wish for a little bit more in terms of the animation aspect. And the music I really love. Lots of pianos and violins in here, which are commonplace for romance anime, I know, but I still really love listening to it. Anyways, I think I'm going to just about wrap up this review of the first episode of Blue Spring Ride. This was a very good first episode. I very much enjoyed it, and I am definitely eagerly awaiting the next episode. So yes, but anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.